Welcome to the January 2021 Modern Miracles episode. I am so happy to have an opportunity to do my first episode of the year. I am going to be doing these on a regular basis. I think miracles and the taking of note of miracles is absolutely where we want to be at right now. I'm so excited to be able to sit down and take note of what has occurred in the last 31 days. So for me, 2020 was not a terrible year. As a matter of fact, it was one of the best years I ever had in terms of my spiritual growth, in terms of what I was able to accomplish for myself and for my family, in terms of where I was walking, how I was able to establish myself on this path. I found 2020 to be incredibly exhilarating, and I made quantum leaps that I never imagined I'd be able to make before. The Modern Miracles podcast is about how you have a receptive or a reality that you're able to tap into that is not just based on your own perception, but is also based on what actually happens in a day to make this thing go right. Because there are a lot of things that are working and operating behind the scenes that are for you, not against you. When you keep track of your miracles, you see those things come into alignment so beautifully. That's what this is about. That's why I believe that Modern Miracles is going to make an important contribution to my listeners. It's just that important to notice when things are going good for you and to notice when a way is being made for you and to pay attention when you're being given an incredible opportunity or an incredible situation to know how to take advantage of opportunities. And I think 2021 is going to be an amazing opportunity for so many people. This episode is going to be kind of like a roll call, like going down the Modern Miracles for January and opening our minds to what actually happened, because sometimes so much happens and so much is thrown at us. We don't really have an opportunity to sit down and say, oh my God, that actually helped me. That was beneficial to me. So this is a way for us to do that now. This is real. The opportunity to have the most wonderful life you could possibly have is there. I'll start out at the beginning of January. I actually came back from Vegas. I had a phenomenal time with a very beautiful friend. We've been best friends for 20 years, and we were able to spend the new year together and able to spend the holidays together. And I got on the flight, an early morning flight, which is something I try not to do because I'm not a morning person. And stuff is just kind of like turbulent to me in the morning. And sure enough, as I was flying into Atlanta, we hit incredible turbulence. It was like, oh my God, I was so scared. But then I had been prepared. Taking an early morning flight would be turbulent because Atlanta has bipolar weather. When we ran into the turbulence, I was just like, God, you warned me. I'm just going to pray. I know this pilot is experienced. I didn't know that, but I kind of, I was bumping him up, speaking him up. So I was just in prayer. The whole plane was so silent. We finally landed after being shook up in a mixer. It reminded me of that Key and Peele episode where the flight attendant tells Peele's character to please sit down, sir, we need you in your seat. And then they go through all this turbulence. It was that crazy. So we finally landed safely. And the lady said, welcome to Atlanta. I was just like, oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God. I couldn't help it. I had to praise God for that because it's a miracle, first of all, to be able to fly in the air and get where you want to go. when it used to take you days or weeks walking or on horseback to get somewhere. So it is a miracle within itself to be able to fly, but to then have people who are skilled and capable of getting you where you need to go safely. Props, our honor, our respect to those people, because whatever they're getting paid is probably not enough. I'm very thankful that we landed safely. And that was the beginning of my year. I feel like no matter what I go through this year, no matter how turbulent it might look, I was being told, you're going to be okay, babe. You're going to be fine. You're going to make it through this. Everything is going to be going your way. And I hope that you all do that as well. I'm very sensitive to the other reality that 2020 was a horrible year for a lot of people. And 2020 cost a lot of people a lot. They said goodbye to family members. They said goodbye to careers in some cases. Life is going to restore some of those things that would have been taken away. In other situations, it's going to give you meaning about what you've lost. That's another thing that I took away from 2020, because I did lose my daughter in 2019. It was devastating. I was told the first year would be the hardest. In so many ways, it was. And I am thankful that there were so many loving people around me to support me. And she even came through and supported me. You know, she even let me know that she was okay, that she's safe, that she's with loved ones. And so I got peace about that. She wasn't in any pain the way she had experienced here. And so that meant so much to me as a mom. Even that angel, even though that angel is a real angel now, I'm still that angel's mama. That was beautiful to get that knowledge and then to really understand how important that is. When you love someone and they're in a lot of pain, a lot of times we want them to stay for us. We need that. We need them. We need them to stay. But that pain can become debilitating for them. When they choose to leave, it can be extremely painful, but it's always our choice. It's always our choice. Turning around again to January, I came in town, I voted, and I was a part of the miracle in Georgia that helped turn the Senate. This was so amazing to be able to do, and it felt like history was being made, because it was. As soon as those members of the Senate were being sworn in and installed, we had what I can only describe it as the culmination of 4 years of brainwashing by President Trump. He wanted blood. He asked for sacrifice, and he got it. The miracle in that situation was more people didn't die. The miracle in that situation is a lot of those people were recording themselves. A lot of cameras were out there. There was an opportunity for the whole world to see exactly who these people were. They still lied. They still said it was Black Lives Matter, and they still claimed it was anti-fascist out there. But the truth, it's on camera. That was one of the miraculous things even about that experience. You had people attempt to overthrow our government with the help of the president, and they showed their true colors. Even the police in that situation, the Capitol Police, showed their true colors, by and large, because they let those people get away with way more than average protesters are allowed to get away with. Miracles can sometimes be the exposing of the truth, because the truth wants to be free. The truth does not want to be denied. The truth has its own power. The truth has its own energy. And the truth is one of the highest vibrations we could live in. Even when Trump was elected years ago, I didn't look at it as a bad thing because I understood that we have to have the truth. And the truth is millions and millions of people in this country are racist. They have pretended that something was wrong with you if you complained about being discriminated against or being harmed in some way. But the reality is 70 plus million people voted for this man again. So there's no way to deny that there is a strong, strong element of racism in this country. And there's a strong element of bigotry and hatred. And all of those things need to come up and be exposed, because you cannot heal anything that you don't accept, that you don't acknowledge. It is miraculous that now we have another party in power. They're in charge of all three branches of government, two branches of government, not the Supreme Court. They have an opportunity to do for the people. And lo and behold, Joe Biden has been hitting it out the park. I got to give it up for Joe Biden. Oh my God. President Biden has done a lot of miraculous things. He rejoined the Paris Peace Accord. He is stopping federal prisons from being privately owned. He's not renewing those contracts. He is committed to doing what he can to decrease climate change and to address global warming. We need that yesterday. He is committed to hiring people in the United States to rebuild our infrastructure. That is extremely important. He is making laws to protect federal land from being exploited by mineralists. He stopped the Keystone Pipeline. We kind of expected Obama to go for it and do that, and Obama did his little bit in there, but stopping the Keystone Pipeline, President Biden is really showing that right now, that he's listening to his constituents. And that's what we need. We need our turn to do what needs to be done for this country to go in a direction that honors all the people in this country and honors the planet. The United States is the largest polluter in the world. Everything that we do, other countries follow. And so we have to set the example here, and we have to do our best to correct the mess that we've made. And President Biden appears to be making those moves, and that is a miracle. I'm very happy about that. Another thing that came out of the insurgency is corporations have stopped their donations to the Republican Party, and that was extremely important. What we experienced was an attempt to overthrow the government. It was a coup. A lot of people saw it coming. It was a very real possibility that a lot of people would have been killed. If Trump would have joined them at the Capitol, blood would have been shed, truly. Massive deaths would have followed. If he would have backed up his promise to, I'm going to meet you down there, and he didn't show up. But if he would have backed up his promise, a lot of people would have been dead. So it is a miracle that Trump wasn't buying his own wolf tickets. He wasn't believing his own hype. The generals had already told him, many generals had already told him they're going to protect the Constitution, not him. And I think it would have been personally embarrassing for him to be physically removed the way they would have physically removed him had he attempted to do that. That was a miracle, because in a lot of countries where there's a coup attempt, when that leader says, I'm right behind you when you go overthrow this building, or when you go over here and burn this place down, and that leader shows up, that can get pretty bad and it can get pretty bloody. So thank God for Trump that he decided to not make being worldly escorted out by his scruff of his neck one of the parting images of his presidency. I'm so thankful to camera phones. People are actually facing consequences because they were smart enough to record themselves attempting to overthrow the government. Like, what could be more awesome? You just recorded yourself, not Antifa, breaking into this building and beating police officers and looking for people to hang and kill. So thank God for camera phones. Georgia has flipped blue. We have 2 new senators. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the men and women who participated in making this happen. Stacey Abrams and the people organizing with Fair Fight need to really be given their props. Georgia was a huge milestone in the movement. And my hope is that she gets the reward that she so justly deserves, and everyone in her organization is promoted. There is the Clubhouse app, Playhouse, Clubhouse. Y'all know what it is. It's so popular right now. That has been amazing. We found out about the app when we were in Vegas. It's Clubhouse. My best friend was basically addicted to it. She didn't sleep for 2 days because they are giving out everything in Clubhouse, like repairing your credit. I mean, if you are serious about upping your game and going to the next level, Clubhouse is where it's at. They have some type of bias against Android users, and that's really sad for them. But Clubhouse is amazing. It has been miraculous. It's now worth $1 billion, and it's only like a year old. So anybody out there who has something amazing that you are working on, just know it is real. You can blow up the way Clubhouse has and change people's lives. That was another miracle that I wanted to just acknowledge for 2021. There was also a Black officer who led the rioters away from the senators. He is a true hero. He's going to be given, I think it was the Medal of Freedom. And if he was any other color, we'd be hearing about a movie made about him, a movie of the week. Or we'd be hearing about all of these people in Hollywood that want to retell his story of the day he led murderous people away from our senators. But we have to honor our own in these type of situations. Salute to him. He is a miracle. Now, one of the last miracles that I wanted to talk about in terms of political, economic strategy and outcomes is the Reddit group, the Wall Street Bets group. I am so proud of these millennials and these retail traders. I've traded before. I'm going to trade again. I'm still trading in some areas, but what they did is just miraculous. Anyone who has ever tried to get a group together to do something significant knows to be able to get 1 million plus people to support something that you believe in, and you all at the same time make the impact that they made, that is one of the crowning achievements of the Age of Aquarius. As the Age of Aquarius becomes our new standard, collective power is where we're at. They proved that. They proved that in the first month of 2021, which is opening of the Age of Aquarius. They proved that collectively you can bring billionaires, very powerful people, to their knees. They did that. They also showed that another person's perception of worth is irrelevant when you see the beauty or when you see the value. And I'm not saying that GameStop is a truly valuable company. I will say this, the last time we went, they were popping. The store was packed. I don't know why anyone would be betting against them and be hoping that their company falls. Because when we were in there, and this was during the quarantine, so I was in a mask trying to stay away from people, and it was not doing us no good. Like, GameStop was packed the last time we went shopping there. I think that if you shop somewhere and you see that these people are making money and they're doing business, either because people are nostalgic or people, like me, I don't want to have to wait for my stuff to come in the mail sometimes. I actually prefer to just go to the store and get it myself. So I'm not a dinosaur. It's millions of people just like me. I really believe that what they did was show what we are going to see more and more, which is the power of people collectively getting together saying, I'm going to put my money into this, and I'm going to show the value of what this product or technology is. Everybody who betted against it, y'all can just suffer the consequences. One fun miracle that I want to share is Ben and Jerry's non-dairy ice cream. I don't know if you all have had this ice cream. It is so hard to find a non-dairy ice cream. I can't do dairy. I get sinus infections. It throws off everything for me. To find an ice cream that is good, not too sweet, that has that right mix of dessert, and it's not that creamy, but that's okay because it's still good. Whatever Ben and Jerry's did, whatever kind of magic they got going on, hats off to y'all, because the non-dairy ice cream is amazing. I think we had the caramel something, whatever it was. I'm not going to tell y'all the name because y'all be buying up stuff. I tell people where my stuff is at work. Next thing I know, I can't find it when I go in the store. So I would just say Ben and Jerry's non-dairy ice cream is the way, the truth, and the light, okay? I've come to the final miracle for January 2021. For me, this is my own personal miracle. So there is a YouTuber named Aaron Daughtery, and he has a phenomenal page. When I tell you this man's page is just amazing. Dolores Cannon is a writer and a hypnotist who wrote many, many books about the past life phenomenon. When she would take people through hypnosis sessions, they would sometimes go back to past lives. And in some of the participants' past life sessions, they went back to the beginning of time and the beginning of creation on earth. It is mind-blowing. She has an amazing book. She has a lot of amazing books, but the one that I'm currently reading is just mind-blowing. I mean, it's convoluted universe. Aaron Daughtery has a lot of videos about the concepts that she speaks about, and one of them is going into 5D versus 3D. So we know the earth is 3D, but we're actually capable of tapping into 5D. The whole thing is completely amazing, and I believe that as we go into the age of Aquarius and we're encouraged to open to the 5D, what we're going to find is noticing our miracles and noticing the wonderful and beautiful things about life is what actually opens up a completely different perspective, a whole nother dimension. So that is the final miracle for January 2021. I hope you continue to look for your miracles, and I hope you enjoyed our premiere episode of this podcast for 2021. Thank you.